I get to spend the next like week and a half or 2 weeks editing all of these videos and uploading them.
Well, I know I did say that if you're the one playing it and I'm watching your footage, all I'd be doing is just yelling at you.
That's because you're a try-hard metagamer.
No, you're a tryhard meta gamer. Shut up.
Where are we? What are we doing?
We're still in the poison pit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, after last episode was very emotional. We saw the end of Solaire's quest line. We found out why Kirk was invading you so many times, and we still helped Sigmar with a certain problem he had, because apparently he's not a good adventurer according to you.
There's a treasure chest down. Oh, red titanite.
Yes, that's what you need for plus 10 fire weapon and plus 5 chaos weapon. But
yeah, I did not find that.
So chaos is only really good if you have like 5 or 6 liquid humanity.
Right.
At the moment I've only got 4, and so if you're someone who just spends their humanities upgrading bonfires, maybe chaos isn't the way for you. So.
As I do.
Oh.
Well. Oh, that's how you get up here. Okay.
Yes.
So, yes. Oh, and a red titanite chunk there. Geez, we're just getting loads of them. So.
Well, this is the source of.
Yeah.
Titanite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So update on my own Dark Souls adventures.
Oh boy.
Because yes, I elected to start playing the game again after like we started doing these videos, because watching them obviously made me feel like playing the game again. And so I've been playing in between recording sessions here, and I've been striving to keep the pace of my personal game ahead of the videos as we're recording. Which unfortunately is probably going to stop being the case after today, but we'll see what happens. Because
for video purposes, this might be better because you actually didn't know about Solaire and actually didn't know about Kirk, or most things about Sigmar, I assume.
Yeah, I still haven't actually. I haven't finished Sigmar's quest in my own game yet, because I went to Lost Izalith here before I did enough of the before I did enough of his quest beforehand, actually, because when I had been going through Anor Londo, I forgot about the roof area where you find Sigmar in the first place. Yeah. So I didn't help him with the Silver Knights there, which meant that the Crystal Golem with his daughter hadn't spawned in the outside of the Crystal Cave, which meant that he was not here in Lost Izalith when I came down here. Oh well, I'll have to do that again, I suppose.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's not a ridiculously far distance from like Quelaag's sister's bonfire down here. It's annoying enough when you're fighting this boss, though. Jeez.
Oh boy, this boss. So how many times did you die to this boss again? Was it like 20, 30?
I think it was somewhere in the realm of 10.
Okay.
It may have been slightly less than that, but it was definitely more than like 7.
Allow me to demonstrate.
Yeah. So I didn't like the first time I died. I actually managed to destroy both of the I managed to destroy both of the side like tree branch things without dying. Like,
yes.
I didn't fall in any of the holes. I didn't get knocked down any of the pits or anything like that.
Okay.
So that was, I enjoyed that. Then I tried figuring out how to beat the boss.
Okay.
Because at first I didn't notice that What was with the orange glow there? Oh, is
I
that
think it's
just
lava.
Is that? Oh, right. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I downloaded some textures that replaced the lava to make them way less glowy. So, yeah, that was all right. Yeah. So at first I didn't realize, like, I didn't see the tree branch that kind of comes up in the floor that breaks away in the center area that leads to the, like, middle part of the bed of chaos. Hello. Oh, a soul of a great hero in the treasure chest.
20,000 souls.
Not bad.
We need that. That's like 3 bosses.
When I eventually did find the place to jump in the center section, then it took me like an hour and a half to finally actually beat the boss, because first of all, the majority of the time I just straight up couldn't make the jump. When I could reach it, I just didn't position myself in the exact spot that you need to be able to make that jump.
It's very odd because, like, for me, the hardest part of the boss is getting to the second connection.
Yeah,
after cutting off the second connection, that's when I think the boss is a lot less harder.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't that challenging for me. I didn't get back swiped like that, admittedly. But I got sucker swiped so many times after I finally destroyed the connections and like was trying to get to the final section of the boss, and I was just like, this boss, I now see exactly why everyone thinks is bullshit, because it's bullshit.
Yeah. Isn't there? I'm not sure how you got into Demon Souls, but there's also another boss in Demon Souls that kind of works the same way.
Yeah, I never fought it myself, but I know I've heard about it as well. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Better Chaos acts more like a Zelda boss than it does a Dark Souls one.
Yeah.
Basically, obviously, it doesn't work on health bars. It works on your general progression, I guess, by doing certain actions.
Where are we going at the moment?
There's a thing I needed to do. I was like, did I forget something? And then it was just to break up certain things, certain ones with attempts to Better Chaos.
So that we didn't just spend 10 minutes dying on the same boss over and over?
Yes. So, like, you know, I need to break up the monotony somehow.
Yeah.
More research here and behind the scenes.
Oh, interesting.
Don't read that.
So, yeah, my thoughts when I was fighting Bed of Chaos alternated between this is one of the stupidest boss fights in the entire game, and this game was not designed with mechanics that support how this boss was designed.
Nope.
Because jumping is not an integral part of the video game.
Yeah. And we have Sieglind here. She shows up in Firelink Shrine after you save her, and then she shows up in Firelink Shrine again after you meet Siegmeyer down at the Los Isolas. So.
Sure.
And you tell her exactly where he is and what he's doing.
And he's on his final adventure, huh?
Yeah. And he goes hollow.
Oh, jeez.
I have to kill him.
Again?
Yes, again.
Wow.
Because, yeah, Siegmeyer's undead, and so... And it's happened before, actually. This isn't the first time, so...
That's kind of haunting.
Yeah, so Siegmeyer's had many adventures, and at least one time before, Sieglind had to kill him. So.
How is... death is apparently not so permanent in the world of Dark Souls.
Well, it's not. Remember, that's the undead curse. If you get killed, you just respawn. But if you go hollow, then you don't respawn, and this can happen.
Oh. Oh my. That was fast.
That's why I needed to check something, because I was wondering why they didn't respawn here.
Aww.
So, okay, Siegmeyer, he used to be a cool adventurer man, and obviously he settled down and had a daughter and family. So,
another Titanite slab.
Another slab, yeah. This is the only way you can get another slab aside from the Stray Demon. Anyway, so he, of course, bit off more than he can chew when he went to Lordran, and so we helped him about 5 times here, and so he's usually capable of dealing with situations by himself. But since we helped him out so many times, he couldn't he couldn't really trust himself anymore, and thus he was no longer the kind of person he was, and he lost all hope. And so that's what happens when you have the undead curse. Eventually, if you die or fail so many times, you turn hollow. That's what turning hollow means. And so Siegmeyer turned hollow, and thus he essentially has the same amount of intelligence as the undead soldiers in the undead burg, so that's what he turned into after helping him out so many times. And so when you go in that state, you can't come back, and thus when that happens, Sieglund had to put him down. So
basically, we're responsible for his downfall.
Well, it's either that or he never got past Sans Fortress, or he never made it out of Anor Londo, so he would have died anyway.
Does he actually?
Well, either that.
I mean, doesn't he just doesn't he just stay there if you don't do anything, to help him?
Well, you mean in Lost Isle here?
No, I just mean in the various locations that you find him in the game. Does he eventually move on or despawn or whatever?
I'm not sure, because I've always wanted to progress through his questline, obviously. But,
sure.
But yeah, even in Anor Londo, if you don't help him out, he's probably just gonna stay there, and of course he's probably gonna.
I mean, yeah.
He's gonna eventually try it, but since he knows himself, he can't do it without help. He'll eventually just turn hollow anyway, because he'll find out he can't do it himself. So.
There we go.
Either way, there's no getting out of it. So yeah, that's the fate of Siegmeyer. So.
Yeah, kind of the running theme with this game, of course.
So many characters that just don't make it through their quest.
No.
A lot of failures that are present, and that's how you turn hollow, and that's how you permanently die. But then again, people who have the undead curse and have died multiple times but come back, of course they would want to. They'd want to die,
Yeah.
And thus having an undead curse is actually, and remaining undead is worse than having than just dying outright. So in the end, in general terms, Siegmeyer did essentially get a quote unquote happy ending, because he died as a hollow.
Plus, admittedly, it's thematically consistent with the world and narrative of the game in the first place. It's this is a dark, depressing, dying world, and that's kind of what happens. Ouch.
Yeah. So this is that jump was probably what you were talking about.
Yep. Could not. I didn't realize you could just roll off the edge there if you were positioned right, but
Mm-hmm.
I could
And
not just like I think 4 separate times I just missed that jump and dove to my death because I didn't make it to the tree.
Inside the Battle Chaos lies a tiny bug.
Yeah.
So yeah, the thing that's causing all this chaos was just an insect.
I mean,
very strange.
So I like the idea of this boss fight. Like I think it's a really cool. I think it's like really cool from a like mechanical standpoint, just not in this particular game.
yeah.
Like I like the way that it changes up how you fight bosses, but the fact that they made it in such a way that it doesn't mesh with the actual mechanics that the game has been built around, and that's what makes it kind of such a bullshit fight.
It should have been the Drake in Undead Parish, where it's more of an obstacle than a boss fight.
Actually, I 1v1 that Drake, actually.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah, I did the whole hiding behind one of the walls tricks to bait him out off of the building and make him land on the bridge, and then just started running out and chopping him with my Zweihander.
Yeah. Yeah, so, by the way, we killed Quilleg's sister, because we don't need her anymore, and we don't need the bonfire, because we've cleared out the area.
I felt
because
really
we
bad.
need her soul line away.
Like, I killed her with my first character, and I felt really bad about it, even though, like, there's no kind of downside to it if you don't need to, like, go back there or anything, but I don't know.
No. Well, yeah, now we have +6 Estus, which is the height you can get it up to in your first playthrough. So
I'm actually where was the 5th one?
5th one?
The 5th soul.
I don't know. You can get this souls in any other, so I don't know which one you're talking about.
I'm trying.
I killed the Firekeeper in Anor Londo.
Yeah, I have that one. I don't have.
There's one in Duke's Archives.
I might have missed that one. Where is it?
It's where Big Cat Logan was.
Oh yeah, I didn't go back there actually. I got to go back there and open up that that prison. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, after you freed Big Cat Logan, he's here and he has a vast array of books that he can study and develop spells from.
Right.
Because he's a big Seath fanboy. So.
Because, according to lore, Seath is supposedly the father of sorcery or something.
Yes, he was the one who invented sorceries, essentially.
Right.
So, yeah. So, Seath was the first ones to develop sorceries, and that's Big Cat Logan's also does that, and so to better himself, Logan is now here. Maybe you can get more powerful. I don't know, because the type of sorceries that Seath uses, only Seath uses. So maybe we can do the same thing. Because there's a special, because the equivalent of high level pyromancy would be chaos pyromancy, and the high level version of sorceries would be crystal sorceries, and that's where all this stuff comes from.
Right. I've still never used magic in Dark Souls.
Never ever?
Nope. I probably will eventually make a character who uses magic, but
severely limiting your utilities there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's more comfortable to be just straight up melee tanky characters to me.
Yeah, I understand. And so we've dealt with 2 out of 4 bosses that we need to kill to unlock the final area where the final boss is. And so
now
we're doing a little cleanup. We've gone through halfway in Seath's area.
Ugh.
and we're at the beginning of Nito's area, which we'll go to afterwards.
So this is people may or may not recall. This is the area where I stopped playing with my first character.
First ever mentioned in your Ziggurat video.
Yes,
and that's where I said to you, you stopped playing at Crystal Caves. Little scrub, go finish it.
Because at the time I was not playing the game while ever connected online, and I didn't feel like looking up online to get like a map or anything that just straight up showed where the invisible paths are. And so it's just like, I can't be bothered dealing with these invisible paths, so F that noise, and I just kind of didn't go back. There's a whole bunch of them in here.
There's 3 here, but I try to kill as many as I can.
Did we miss one?
Yeah, I think we missed 1 or 2. Well, definitely killed one of them. But anyway, yeah, so this is where the Moonlight Barflies come from. There's actually quite a lot of them. So
there's a bunch of them in here, and they're not hostile unless you attack them.
Or I think there's one at the very end that if you just go near it, then it attacks you. But
you have to get pretty close to it because it didn't aggro on me.
And so, okay, now it may look like the bridges you cross are completely invisible, but that's actually not the case. There's actually a way of telling where they are.
Yeah, there are these little like snowflake type things.
Yeah, snowflakes thingies, and then there's like they can actually land on the invisible platforms and like disperse, and that's where you can tell.
Yeah, they do.
Where the bridges are. So
I believe that. Like, I mean, I might be wrong, but I believe that they only drop in the locations where the invisible paths are.
No, you can get them outside, actually.
You don't see them very often in other spots, though.
No. But there's also a left path at that point that you can get a blue Titanite slab and screw that, because instead of being a straight walk like all the others,
that one has turns.
Yeah, that one has turns, and screw that. And I don't even need it anyway. So anyway, this is the Moonlight Barfly that aggroed on me when I got too close. So
yeah, it didn't aggro on me.
It aggroed on one of my characters, but not the one here. So
I wonder what its particular range is.
I don't know. But turns out this is where probably the clams come from as well.
Yeah.
You know, we met them in the Ash Lake.
Coincidentally, not the worst place to get Twinkling Titanite from either.
Yes, because the boss area is just up ahead, and much like the Bay of Chaos and Four Kings fight, after you kill the boss, a bonfire appears.
Yeah.
And you can obviously go back and forth to the bonfire here and just farm Twinkling Titanites from these enemies.
Because, all of these guys have a chance to drop Twinkling Titanite. And you can, of course, wear, like, the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring or whatever to increase your item find. Yep, there we go. Also Purging Stones.
Purging Stones. Coincidentally, the boss we're about to face does curse you, so...
I had apparently...
Might need that.
I apparently had a very high curse resist, because that was not an issue for me at all.
Well, certain attacks do curse build up.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Well, it was when when I'd be running through his breath beams or whatever, because this fight annoyed me as well, as I spent a lot of time trying to cut off Seath's tail. Because I wanted to get the...
Did you manage to?
Yeah, I wanted to get the Moonlight Great Sword, and I did get it. But it took a long time, because... God, he does not like letting you get around to his tail.
Yeah.
He has such a fast turning radius as well.
Yeah. And it's like all octopusy, so he's like all slimy, so I guess it makes sense.
We'll see better what you were talking about before with like the fact that he doesn't have legs. He just has like these tentacle things.
Yeah.
You see that very
by
clearly.
the way, by the way, with these enemies, there is no fog door to the boss, and so if they follow you and you begin the boss fight, they're going to be in the boss area.
That is
when
only
the
the
fight
first time,
starts. Yes, because the second time you're here, a fog door appears and they can't go through it. But since there isn't one,
Yeah.
they can enter the boss area and help out.
I will point out, one of the benefits to me using greatswords at this point was that I stun locked those guys when I would attack them.
Okay. Ooh.
There we go. I wonder what's going on here.
Oh, a cool crystal. That's a source of Seath's immortality.
Indeed. So can you actually deal damage to him while that's still around?
Nope. It has to be destroyed. You can destroy it, or you can bait him into lasering it. So.
Right.
And as you can see, he has no eyes, so yeah, he is in fact blind. So.
Which did not come into play during my playthrough because I have been wearing heavy armor.
Yeah, he can of course hear you.
Why does he have so many wings?
Help him fly. He needs the actual wings for that weight. He's such a weird boss. I mean, like, have you ever seen a dragon as 3 tentacles?
Oh.
As legs?
So what? Did he just do his like crystal explosion attack?
Yeah, he did an AOE burst.
Yeah, that triggers when he can't hit you with any other attacks. Is that it?
I'm not sure actually.
I think that's what I read at least. Because I spent a very, very high amount of time dying over and over again, trying to cut his tail off.
Yeah, okay, and the weapon you do get, the Moonlight Greatsword. That's been a staple with From Software.
Yes,
the
it
developers
has.
of this game, and so it's made appearances in a lot of From Software games as well.
Yep, it was.
So,
I mean, the version of the sword that was in Demon Souls was actually a reference to their King's Field franchise.
yes, it's also King's Field is their first game series that they worked on, and it's also made an appearance in another series called what is it? Their mech game. Do you know?
Armored Core.
Armored Core. That's it. Yeah, one of the weapons you can get. He's like a beam weapon.
One of the it has a slightly different name, but it's still like
it's still
references the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and good thing dragons are very weak to lightning, so made short work of this guy.
Yeah, he didn't actually give me much trouble once I finally managed to cut his tail off, but it was just I wanted to get that greatsword. I had to get the greatsword.
Yeah, the interesting thing about his name is he is known as the Scaleless, and so he never had any stone scales like the other ancient dragons had, and that's the reason why he was mortal and went with other means to make him immortal.
That's also why he was not invited to join any of the dragon games.
Nope.
Poor Seath. Poor Seath. Also,
and so
I'd like to mention one of the reasons why I probably had so much trouble, like why I died so many times trying to cut off his tail, was because my character currently has like half the vitality that this character has. So I have way less health.
Your character has more equal stats, and thus because you want to wield the Greatsword of Artorias, and that needs a lot of
intelligence and faith.
So, yeah,
and also might be why I feel more comfortable wearing lots of heavy armor.
Yes, well, I actually tried to wear as defensive armor as I can, but still remaining underneath 25% weight. By the way, Sunlight Maggot that we got from where Solaire was
because it generates sun.
Yes. it generates light, which makes it very easy to navigate through this area, aside from using a skull lantern.
Oh yeah, jeez.
And finally,
we still haven't actually done this. Oh wow.
Nope. And
I did this first
we
again.
have trusty patches here.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh no, there's corpses there. Wait a minute.
But there are loads of
Are
items.
you?
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out where we landed after.
It's fine. It's fine. We survive falls like that all the time.